Welcome to the BTS Lover channel. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to stay with us until the end, because this story gets more unexpected with every paragraph. At first, it was just another quiet vacation moment. No flashing lights, no screaming crowds, no stage outfits glittering under spotlights. The kind of moment fans rarely get to see, where the world-famous idols seem to slip quietly into ordinary life. The air felt calm, almost deceptive, as if nothing unusual was about to happen. And yet, within minutes, that calm shattered into confusion, laughter, and endless questions that spread faster than anyone could predict. People who happened to be there didn't immediately realize what they were witnessing. A casual glance, a double take, then a pause long enough for disbelief to settle in. Two figures walked calmly, unbothered by curious eyes, moving with an ease that suggested they felt completely at home. But something was undeniably strange, something that made passersby whisper to each other, asking, "Are we really seeing this?" Because there they were, Jimin and Jungkook, not dressed in stylish streetwear, not hiding behind masks and oversized jackets, but stepping into the city wrapped in towels. At first, it didn't make sense. Towels belonged to hotel rooms, beaches, or boats, not city streets. The contrast alone was enough to stop anyone in their tracks. The casual way they walked only deepened the mystery. No rush, no visible embarrassment, no attempt to hide, just two global superstars, moving as if this were the most natural thing in the world. And that was the moment curiosity exploded. How did this even happen? Why hadn't they changed clothes? Was this planned or completely spontaneous? And most importantly, what kind of vacation leads to walking into the city dressed like this? What makes this moment even more fascinating is how unguarded it felt. Jimin's body language radiated lightness, the kind that comes when someone is truly relaxed, far from schedules and expectations. Jungkook, just as calm, seemed perfectly comfortable beside him, as if the situation required no explanation at all. Together, they looked less like idols under constant scrutiny and more like two friends enjoying a strange, unforgettable chapter of their getaway. Witnesses later described the scene as surreal. Some laughed quietly, unsure whether it was appropriate to react. Others froze, phones halfway raised, debating whether capturing the moment would break the unspoken rule of respecting their privacy. A few simply watched, stunned, knowing they were witnessing something that would soon live on in fan memories forever. This wasn't a red carpet surprise or a carefully orchestrated appearance. There were no stylists nearby, no managers signaling what to do next. That absence spoke volumes. It suggested freedom, a rare luxury for artists whose lives are usually planned down to the minute. And in that freedom, something beautifully human appeared. As images and short clips began circulating, reactions poured in from around the world. Some fans burst into laughter, calling it the funniest vacation moment they'd ever seen. Others felt strangely emotional, touched by how normal and carefree Jimin and Jungkook looked. Many simply asked the same question over and over again. How did this moment happen, and what were they thinking? The towels themselves became a symbol, not of carelessness, but of comfort, of trust in the space they were in, of a moment where fame took a back seat, replaced by shared laughter and a sense of why not, that only true rest can bring. In a world where every appearance is usually calculated, this felt refreshingly unfiltered. And yet, the mystery remains. Was it an inside joke between them? Did something unexpected interrupt their plans? Or was this simply the result of a decision made without overthinking, the kind most people make on vacation, but rarely get caught doing? Fans analyzed every detail. The way Jungkook walked slightly ahead, then slowed down. The way Jimin stayed close, as if the two were sharing a private moment in plain sight. Even the setting became part of the puzzle, adding layers of intrigue to what might otherwise have been dismissed as a funny accident. What's undeniable is this: the moment resonated because it felt real. No script, no explanation, just Jimin and Jungkook being exactly who they were in that instant. And perhaps that's why this scene continues to live rent-free in the minds of ARMY everywhere. It reminds us that behind the performances, the records, and the global influence, there are still two people capable of creating the most unforgettable memories simply by stepping outside, towels and all. So was it funny? Absolutely. Was it confusing? Without question. But was it also quietly heartwarming? Maybe more than anyone expected. Because sometimes, the most memorable moments aren't the loudest ones. Sometimes, they're the ones that leave us smiling, wondering, and wishing we could understand the story that unfolded just before the towels ever touched city streets. As the story continued to ripple across timelines and group chats, one thing became increasingly clear. This was no ordinary funny sighting. The longer fans looked at it, the more layers seemed to appear. What started as laughter slowly turned into curiosity, then affection, and finally reflection. Why did this simple, almost absurd moment feel so powerful? Perhaps it was because Jimin and Jungkook didn't try to explain it. There was no immediate clarification, no playful post saying, "Don't worry, we changed right after." No behind-the-scenes caption to neatly close the story. The silence itself became part of the narrative. It left room for imagination, for theories, for fans to fill in the gaps with their own interpretations. And in that silence, the moment grew even louder. Some fans suggested it was a spontaneous decision born from comfort, the kind of comfort that only comes when two people have shared years of life together. Others believed it reflected a deeper trust in their surroundings, a rare sense of safety that allowed them to exist without armor, even briefly. A few joked that it was simply Jimin and Jungkook being Jimin and Jungkook, unpredictable in the most endearing way. What stood out most was how natural they looked. There was no trace of panic, no stiff body language that hinted at regret. Instead, there was ease. An ease that said they weren't thinking about headlines, or screenshots, or what people might say later. In that moment, the city wasn't watching them, they were just passing through it. And maybe that's why fans felt so drawn to this scene. Because it showed a version of them that rarely surfaces. Not performers, not icons, not names trending worldwide, but two people mid-vacation, caught between laughter and decision-making, choosing simplicity over perfection. As hours turned into days, the images didn't fade. They were reposted, reinterpreted, turned into fan art, memes, and long threads filled with emotional commentary. Some fans admitted they couldn't stop smiling every time they saw the towels. Others said the moment oddly comforted them, reminding them that it's okay to be imperfect, to be spontaneous, to not always have everything figured out. And that may be the quiet legacy of this unexpected walk into the city. Not the towels, not the laughter, but the reminder that even global stars are allowed moments that don't make sense, moments that exist purely because they felt right at the time. In the end, maybe we don't need to know exactly why Jimin and Jungkook stepped out that way. Maybe the unanswered questions are the point. Because some stories aren't meant to be explained, only felt, remembered, and smiled at whenever they cross our minds again.